If you even cared, you'd actually be here.
Before we start today's video, I just gotta say, wow. What an absolutely insane ending for Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Seriously, Marvel really decided to leave fans stressed out in the best possible way because that finale changed everything for the street-level side of the MCU. And now, after seeing how all of that played out, fans are already jumping into a bunch of massive theories, especially this one about Matt Murdock potentially showing up in Spider-Man Brand New Day. But that's not even the only thing people are talking about right now, because we also got more updates about what Marvel is planning with Brand New Day, plus those new script details everyone keeps discussing online. And on top of all that, The Punisher One Last Kill is officially dropping on Disney Plus on May 12th, which honestly might end up being one of the most important setup projects before the next Spider-Man movie arrives. So, with all that happening, it's basically our job to break everything down because there's a bunch of stuff hidden inside these announcements and theories. Starting with the biggest one right now, the idea that Matt Murdock could return in Spider-Man Brand New Day after the ending of Born Again Season 2. After the finale aired, fans immediately started connecting the dots because Matt's story ended in a pretty shocking place. During the courtroom scene, Matt finally exposed himself publicly as Daredevil, and that decision completely changed his future in the MCU. Instead of escaping cleanly or getting some heroic ending, the season closes with him being imprisoned. That alone already had fans wondering what Marvel plans to do next, because there's no way they would leave Matt Murdock sitting in prison forever, especially not after spending 2 seasons rebuilding him as one of the MCU's biggest street-level heroes. At the same time, Marvel dropped the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and people instantly noticed something suspicious inside it. There's a sequence where Peter Parker is fighting a bunch of ninjas dressed in red, and longtime Marvel fans immediately recognize the connection. Those ninjas look heavily tied to the Hand, the same dangerous organization from Daredevil's older stories. Since the Hand has such a massive history with Matt Murdock, fans started theorizing that the prison scene in the trailer might actually connect directly to Daredevil. The theory basically says that Peter Parker could somehow end up breaking Matt out of prison after the Hand attacks him inside. And even though it sounds kinda crazy, it also sounds exactly like the kind of thing Marvel would do because they know fans have wanted Spider-Man and Daredevil together for years now. The hype around these two characters crossing paths has existed for almost a decade at this point, especially after Charlie Cox officially entered the MCU properly. A bunch of people also think it would make total sense for Spider-Man to get involved after everything that happened in Born Again Season 2. New York was basically under authoritarian control because Wilson Fisk turned the city against vigilantes. Anti-vigilante task forces were everywhere, and chaos completely took over the streets. So fans keep asking the same question: where was Spider-Man during all of this? It feels weird imagining Peter Parker sitting somewhere quietly while Fisk terrorized the entire city. That's why this new theory exploded online so quickly. The prison scene from Brand New Day mixed with the Hand's appearance and Matt being locked up at the end of Born Again feels almost too connected to ignore. Some fans think the Hand could attempt to assassinate Matt in prison because of their past feud, and Peter somehow gets dragged into stopping them. Maybe Punisher gets involved too, since Frank Castle already has connections to both characters. There are honestly a bunch of different ways that Marvel could make it work. But even though the idea sounds awesome from a fan perspective, there are also people wondering whether it would actually work for the story itself. That's a fair concern because Brand New Day already looks packed with characters and plot lines. The movie seems focused on Peter Parker's loneliness after No Way Home erased him from everyone's memory. It's also apparently dealing with Scorpion finally returning, Bruce Banner getting involved somehow, and Peter becoming a more grounded street-level Spider-Man again. Adding Daredevil, Punisher, the Hand, Hulk, Scorpion, and whoever the main villain ends up being could make the movie feel overcrowded if Marvel isn't careful. That's always the risk with crossover-heavy projects, because sometimes cool moments start taking priority over the actual story. Fans already saw something similar happen with the Book of Boba Fett, where huge Mandalorian crossovers kind of distracted from Boba Fett's own narrative. So some people are worried Marvel could accidentally weaken Daredevil's story too. Think about it. If Born Again Season 2 ends with Matt imprisoned, and then Season 3 suddenly starts with him free again because Spider-Man rescued him in another movie, that could lessen the impact of the finale quite a bit. The emotional weight of Matt sacrificing his secret identity would disappear much faster, and since Marvel clearly has long-term plans for Daredevil, they probably don't want to waste such a massive cliffhanger too quickly. Still, even with those concerns, it's hard not to get excited about the possibility because Spider-Man and Daredevil just fit naturally together. In the comics, they teamed up countless times. They patrol the same city, fight similar enemies, and operate on that smaller street-level scale that fans have been wanting from Spider-Man again. After years of multiverse chaos, alien invasions, and universe-ending threats, a grounded Spider-Man story with Daredevil feels refreshing. A lot of fans have criticized Tom Holland's Spider-Man because he became connected to huge Avengers-level events almost immediately. He went from being Tony Stark's mentee to fighting Thanos and dealing with multiversal disasters before really getting time to exist as the classic neighborhood Spider-Man. But Brand New Day seems like Marvel finally correcting that by pushing Peter back towards smaller and more personal conflicts. Daredevil might be the perfect character to help with that transition. Matt Murdock operates in a darker and rougher world compared to the Avengers. Teaming Peter up with him could force Spider-Man into more grounded situations again. Instead of saving reality itself, Peter would be protecting neighborhoods, dealing with gangs, corruption, and criminal organization like the Hand. That's the kind of storytelling many fans have wanted from Holland's Spider-Man for a long time now. Now, switching over to Punisher because there's another huge thing fans are hyped about right now, The Punisher One Last Kill officially arriving on Disney Plus on May 12th. After Born Again Season 2 ended, one of the biggest complaints people had was the lack of Frank Castle. Jon Bernthal absolutely carried some of the most intense moments in Season 1, so fans were disappointed when Season 2 kept him mostly sidelined. But Marvel apparently knew exactly what they were doing because now we're getting a full Punisher special centered entirely around Frank Castle. And that's all we gotta say for today. If you want to stay in the loop with all the latest movie and series news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and show some love with a thumbs up. I'll be bringing you fresh updates on upcoming films before they even drop, so make sure you're locked in. From royal high-level DCU and MCU breakdowns to the quieter rumors that don't always make headlines but often turn out to be true, we cover it all. Keep your eyes right here because if you truly love cinema, this is the channel you need to be watching.